Hey, what's up guys, this is TBone here. Welcome back to another episode of playing Gemstone Legends. Now in today's video I'm going to be doing another unit highlight, and it's going to be one of the new heroes, Zlata. So this was a rare hero that was recently introduced, and I think that the whole family is actually really great. Zlata is definitely my favorite, and so I'm going to be talking about her today, and I will be talking about the rest of her sisters a little bit later as well. But today, let's go ahead and take a look at Zlata and take a look at how I have equipped her, what I think we could use in terms of a setup, and then we're going to try it out in a Rift fight. And so let's go ahead and first examine her skills. So Shattering Blow gains increase critical damage for 3 turns. So she gives herself a critical damage boost, and that is an increase of 40%. She also then deals damage to a single enemy based on 380% of her attack. And so if you take a look at her class, she is an attacker type, okay? And so generally with attackers, what you want to focus on are going to be critical rate and critical damage. You want them to be at as close to 100% as possible for critical rate, and once you get to about 100%, then you want to focus on getting more critical damage. And once you can get to above 100, that's great, but that does depend on you having a good primary stat of attack. And so if you take a look at my my artifacts, you'll notice I have 3 sets. That's just coincidence, but I will say that having warrior set is a good thing. So you can see here, boots is attack and my armor is attack, but my gloves I decided to go with critical rate because I didn't have anything else that gave good critical rate for the artifacts, and so I needed to use this in order to get mine up to close to 100%. So if you find yourself really low in one of the areas, then this is where you can make up for it. What's nice here is because Zlata has a her skill gives her increased critical damage. You have a little bit more wiggle room here. As long as you can get to critical rate of 100% or so, then you can very easily get over 100% for critical damage. And then you'll notice I also have a caster set in here. So if you go in here, you can see I have a caster set that gives me a mana gain +1. And that's because the passive ability for Zlata, number one, she deals more damage if you have more positive stats on her. So that's the first thing. But the second thing is, at level 7 for her skills, she gains an additional mana gain. So she starts at 18. If you get her Warrior's Enthusiasm to level 7, then you get 19. Remember, passive abilities don't show up here. And then so you add one more caster set. Now you have your mana gain at 20. What that gets you is you can then activate her skill with 5 gem matches instead of 6, so she can go a little bit faster. And it's a little bit easier to use her skill. And so what we're going to do is we're going to now go into a Rift fight, and I'm going to go into battle 14 here, and we're going to try this out. And I'm going to try something a little bit interesting here. So I've tossed, I sort of decided, I try to play around with using a healer versus non-healer. But I thought that it would be fun to try it using Nora, because what you get here is you can have a decreased defense, and you can see how much damage you can deal there. And so because I have Nora here, I'm also going to bring in a healing dragon so that I could heal. Bodden is going to be a hero that is going to be a very good complement to Zlata, because what he does is he increases both speed and also attack to all allies. So you're going to attack faster, and Zlata benefits from the increased attack. Ketra is going to be the comparison here. So if you take a look at her stats, it's going to be similar to my Zlata here. Both level, Zlata's 48, but they're pretty much level 50. And Emmett is going to be my my taunting boss. And what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go ahead and just try to do manual fights right now, so that I could try and get the skills going in the way that I want to. So what I want to do is I actually want to show you her skills before we use Nora, and hopefully Nora doesn't die here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually have Emmett be the one that is going to taunt all of the attacks so that we could stay alive. But first thing what we're going to do is we're going to use Zlata after using Bodden here, and you can see how much damage she can deal. So she deals 14.6 thousand, and we're going to go ahead and use Emmett's skill first here, and then we're going to show you how much Ketra is able to deal when she uses her skill. And then so we can do a comparison. Then we're going to go ahead and use Nora's skill on top of that, and then you can see how much damage is dealt there. So first let's go ahead and heal up, and then I'm just going to show you how much damage Ketra can do. So 18,000, so a little bit higher. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move forward, and then we're going to show you in a boss fight where I can use Nora and then both Zlata and also Ketra. Alright, so now we have a setup so that we can go ahead and first use Nora's skill on the boss so we can get decreased defense on him. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get this set up so that we can get both Ketra and also Zlata's skill available, so we can see now how much damage she's able to deal. So let's go ahead and try and get her skill to be activated. So we just need to have one more match and we will be good to go there. So let's go ahead and do just that. And what's nice here is that because the boss's turn isn't, it's not the turn yet, the decreased defense is still there. So first thing, we're going to go ahead and activate Baden. And now let's see how much damage you can do. Remember, we dealt about 14,000 with Zlata. This is without a lot of positive boost on her, to keep that in mind. And so now if we use her skill, it jumps up to 21,000. So that's how much of a difference it makes when you can get decreased defense on it compared to not. And then Ketra will be able to finish it off with 27.8 thousand. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change this up a little bit. I'm going to change the team. And we're going to switch out Nora, and now I'm going to show you what happens when you can use a hero that can give a lot of positive boost. Okay, so we're comparing this to, you know, not having a decreased defense, and so we're gonna keep Ketra as the leader, but now I just want to show you what the difference would be like when we can activate with lots of you know, bonus sort of positive stats on them. On Zlata. And so I'm going to go ahead and do another manual fight for now, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the damage difference. Okay, and then after that what we can do is we can see them in action against the boss as well. So we'll go ahead and just wait for the fights to complete there, and then we're going to activate everything. And I didn't activate Streetbog right away, just because I wanted to make sure that I could activate their skills together. So now let's go ahead and activate Streetbog. Sometimes if you can get in a row, if you have Streetbog as a leader and you can get a bunch of speed boost, it's kind of nice because then you can have 2 stacks of boost there. So now we're gonna go ahead and see, now we have 6 stats of positive stats on Zlata, and her damage is now at 17,000. Now not quite as good as when we had the decreased defense, but if you imagine having increased defense on top of all of this positive stats boost, this is where you're going to be able to deal just a lot more damage. And Ketra stays the same because she isn't benefiting from all of these boosts. So Zlata is interesting because she really will get stronger the more boost you can get, the more you know, given the right conditions, she can be extremely strong if you can get decreased defense, vulnerability, lots of positive boost on her. She'll have basically the maximum amount of she'll have the maximum amount of buff she can have on her, and she'll just be able to deal a lot and just a ton of damage there. Okay, and so I actually think that she is really fun to use. She plays like a Xena, so Xena is the blue unit, and now you have something for red as well. So really great red hero for sure. I highly recommend if you get her. I definitely want to max out her skills, and then you'll benefit from pairing her with Baden for sure. So this is another hero that I haven't showcased yet, but Baden is definitely going to be a hero that is going to work in your favor. So let's see if we can finish this fight off, and then if we do, then we'll go ahead and end the video with another code here. So let's go ahead and just wait up here. And the benefit of having Streetbog here really is, you know, the fact that you can get so much mana. I haven't actually done a detailed video on him just yet. You have seen me use him a whole lot, but I will talk about him once I start talking about more legendary heroes. Alright, so that's going to be the video here. So that is Zlata in a nutshell, how you would use her. And now let's go ahead and do a code. And to get to the code, we're going to use the inbox. Go to the inbox, hit redeem, and then just type in the following code, all in lowercase. And the code is going to be The Awakening. Okay, so make sure you spell it correctly. So it's going to be The Awakening, and if you hit confirm, you're going to get a gold scroll as well as 100 energy. This is just to say thanks for supporting the video and also for my channel, and hopefully the gold scroll as well as the energy is going to be useful for you. Alright guys, that's going to be it for me for this video. In my upcoming videos, I'm going to talk about her sisters as well, so keep an eye out for that. And comment down below, let me know what you think, what you liked, and also any feedback you have for me for the channel, for the video, for the series, etc. And I will talk to you in the next episode. Bye now guys, take care.